Hi, I'm Susan Kennard, and welcome to the Spiritual Awakener podcast. This is a podcast where I get to talk to and interview really amazing people with amazing stories of their turning points and their awakenings in their life. You know, I had mine when I was 27 and I was woken in the night by spirit. If you want to hear that one, it's episode 1 of my podcast, and it's also written about in my new book. But I love to interview these people because they are like you and I. We've all had these moments in our life, but sometimes we forget that these incredible turning points lead us to be who we are in the world and who we are of service of others. So, my next guest is a good friend of mine called Maria McCormack. I met her through her little boy. Her son is about the same age as my son, and he came along to experience the work I do with children. And I used to run an online class. Now, her son is a credit to her because he has an absolute pure channel to source, and he is that pure soul. He really is. And then I got to know Maria quite well. And I think you're going to love her conversation. You're going to love what she offers the world. And I certainly have grown to love her. So let's introduce Maria. Thank you, Maria, for being here on the Spiritual Awakener podcast. How are you today?
It's lovely to be here, Susan, and I want to thank you for inviting me on, and congratulations on your new book as well, which is
Thank
wonderful.
you.
I'm
Thank you.
reading away at it, so it's brilliant.
Oh, you're reading it. That's
Yeah,
good. Yeah. And enjoying the energy in it,
yeah, it's
I
really lovely.
hope.
It really speaks to me because of the light that's in it, and kind of relates to what I'm doing and the work that I do too.
Yeah, it's amazing. And what I forgot to say was Maria actually has given me a lot of her work, commissioned work, which you're just about to hear about. But we'll talk about that a bit later. So, Maria, you know, what do you call yourself? You know, if you were in an elevator and somebody said to you, so Maria, what are you all about? What would you say?
And I'm an intuitive artist, so I create channeled paintings. I connect to source. I create angel paintings that are specially tailored for you as your soul essence angel. And I've been doing this for a couple of years now, so I can let you know how it all began. Um,
Yeah, definitely. And I have those paintings. I have,
yeah,
I'm very blessed to have many in my home, and
yeah,
they're absolutely beautiful, and they're always a talking point to people. And, Maria, as she said, she does, tailored ones. So they are literally channeled for you, which makes it even more special. So
yeah.
yeah, Maria, how did you get into this? What happened?
Well, I suppose as a child, as I grown up, I was always interested in unicorns and Pegasus and spiritual things. And I
Mm,
had deja vu when I was about 8 or 9. So I was always kind of in this world, this realm, sort of one toe in the real world and maybe 9 in the spiritual.
yeah,
And
yeah,
as I was, growing up, I was blessed to be able to start seeing things with my physical eyes. And I was always
yes.
interested in energy work, really.
Mm,
I suppose at about 2003 onwards, I started getting heat in my hands and I started getting curious about that and what does that mean and
yeah,
where can I go with this? And I started searching online for sort of people and I, discovered different heli seminars and people who were connected with angels. And I thought, oh yeah, this is really, really comfortable. I feel really connected to
yeah,
these people. And it helped me uncover more about me. But I've always been clairvoyant, as I said. And throughout the years, listening to those people, I developed my skills, I felt. But through my dreams, I got more messages. And I became pregnant with Joe. And an angel told me I was going
mm,
to have a boy. And I started to listen to my inner guidance more then. I thought, there's
wow.
something trying to work with me here. And
That's
then
so sweet.
my mum passed away when Joe was 3 months old. So I had a spiritual awakening kind of after that as well. So it kind of came in steps for me. So I started to see different energies more clearly. I went and I did Reiki training
Yeah.
because I felt, that was the next step with,
I just feel like Reiki training seems to
yeah,
be like everybody's, you know, I
started.
trained in Reiki as well. It seems to be that moment, you know, where people start to go, wow, like I'm
Yeah,
remembering who I am. Mine
yeah.
was many years ago, and it just, it's almost like a stepping stone, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I felt like, because I felt looking back now, I was sort of led and divinely guided to
Mm,
people. Like I seem to be very good at finding people, that I can connect with. I have a
yeah.
thought that I want to do this, and then someone pops up or connects. So I did my master training, and so that was done. And then I started sort
Mhm.
of to embody that in my own artwork, because I was initially a landscape painter, and I always felt that every time I painted, it was very channeled anyway, because the
Yeah,
light and the frequencies seemed to come through. And I sometimes wondered, how did I create that?
yeah.
I did ill then, and after that, I just felt this deep calling to do something more with my life. I became ill myself actually in 2019, and
Oh
I had a
wow. So
wee,
2019.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what was going on for you in
Well,
2019?
I just was feeling a wee bit of, I think the grief of mum still was impacting
Yeah,
me. And I went to a reflexologist, and I saw her angel paintings on the wall, and I thought, God, I'd love to do that. That seems to be something really drawing to me there. And then she
yeah.
asked me to paint hers. And so I went away.
Wow.
I thought, yeah, I will do that. But I got sick after that as well. I got shingles, I got asthma, but there was a yearning from these angels to please paint us. And I just couldn't stop feeling this.
And do you think, Maria, that, you know, because we know that, you know, dis-ease in the mind, you know, creates that dis-ease in the body. I wonder if, you know, I wonder if your body was then with that realization, we in Meta Health, we would call that, you know,
Mhm,
a kind of an acceptance through healing
mhm,
peak. So the
mhm,
healing peak happens after the acceptance. So maybe you had this acceptance and then your body went, wow, yeah,
mhm.
actually I need to release all of this old stuff so
Yeah,
that I can start again. Does that
yeah,
make
that
sense?
resonates. That makes sense, because
Yeah.
I just realized there was this, as I say, this yearning wouldn't go away. So
Mm,
there had to be a reason for all of this. And I began painting the angel. And whenever I gave it to her, it was the colors, and just the
yeah.
energy was everything that really resonated with her. And I didn't know it. Was
Yeah.
just, I tuned in. I was able to see the colors and sense the angel wanted to come through. And I had this
Yeah.
big heart in the angel. And actually, later on
Yeah.
in meditation, I was shown by Archangel Raphael that the hearts have healing in them. So all of my
Yeah.
paintings now have these big hearts featured in them. And
Yeah. And I have them and they
yeah,
are beautiful and they, you know, they
yeah,
really do. They really do. They resonate. You were asking me about, you know, the particular one I've
mhm,
got that's next to me, almost next to me, and in this room. And I said it sort of feels like a comfort one. You know, it's like you kind of look at these angels. In fact, this is two angels together because it's a soulmate one.
mhm,
But you call it a twin flame one, don't you?
yeah,
But actually, just you know, feeling into it, it
yeah,
feels like a union, and I feel like that healing energy
yeah,
comes through it.
yeah,
So you know, for the you've got some angels behind you, paintings behind you, and so for you know those that are watching this on my YouTube channel and across social media,
mhm,
you can see these, and if you aren't, you know, doing that, if you are listening on audio, we're going to give you all the details where you can actually um, contact Maria as well later on, and you can actually look at her website and so on, where you're going to get to see samples of her work. But just for now, just for the purpose of the video,
mhm.
Maria, do you want to just show a couple of those beautiful
Yeah,
paintings?
these are the wee angel minis that I was channeling recently. So basically, when I paint, I feel so joyful and I connect in. And when I was
Describe
sick,
them, Maria. Describe them for people that are listening on the audio.
yeah. So these are little mini angels. These are created in acrylic, and basically, I channel the colors and the image through, and I just love the paint and the textures and the colors that come
Yeah, they're
through.
beautiful. Do you
When
say
I,
it's textured? Is it got kind of
yeah,
like jewels in it or
it's
something?
very
Is it?
textured. It's the paint.
Yeah,
It is built it up in layers, because when I'm painting,
yeah,
I feel the energy in the painting. and I sense where the colors need to go and where the energy wants to go. So it builds itself up in layers until it feels complete.
Beautiful.
And
And
when
there's a
it's,
golden, it looks like
yeah,
there's a golden pink heart there in the center.
there's
Yeah.
beautiful colors. There's pink, there's gold. This one here basically is the angel of grace. So she says to weave your magic. So in the world, to weave your
Yeah.
magic in whatever form that you're in, whether you're a healer or
Wow.
not, because we're all shining our light. So she came through, the
Wow.
message came through herself for her there. So she is a very beautiful little one. So I really love each one. It's very hard to part with them, but I love each one.
I
But
can imagine. I
yeah,
imagine it must be really hard to part with them. But
yeah,
you know that whoever has them is going to cherish and honor them because, you know, they're choosing
they're choosing.
to buy them from you or as gifts for people. So, and this is a perfect time. You know, we're recording this on the 3rd of November, 2022. But obviously, we're approaching
Yeah,
the seasons where people might want to buy gifts, and so it might be lovely,
yeah,
to go onto your website. Just give your website just so that people can have your website
yeah.
now.
It's www.sacredsoulscapes.com.
Sacred Soulscape
Soulscapes.com.
and it will be in all the show notes as well, everybody, but we just want to say that so that if you're listening, you're driving, you're listening to this in the car, and you just turn up at your office or your home, you can quickly go on and have a look at it while you're listening. Yeah.
Yeah,
But for those of you that are watching, on the YouTube or on the video format, you got to see that, and behind Maria there are quite a few
yeah,
beautiful paintings there that she's got, and she does cards as well.
yeah.
So Maria, would you say that yeah, they're beautiful. Would you say that you've really truly found your mission, your calling?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when that yearning came in for me, I just knew there was something there that wanted to be explored and wanted to be revealed to the world. And I cannot be more grateful for that calling. I
Mm,
mean, as I say, I just have always been drawn to the right people at the right time.
yeah.
And because I was lost in my grief, as I said, the angels started bringing me my joy back again, the joy for
Mm,
living. And I couldn't imagine doing anything else. Just even the physicality of painting and moving the colors across the page.
yeah.
And because, as I say, it's so intuitive, I just see immediately what wants to come through, and I trust, and I'm growing and developing in my knowing. And
Yeah.
I just feel that I'm growing through each painting that I create.
Yeah.
So if I was
Yeah.
creating like a self-love painting, I'm receiving the love too,
Yeah.
and growing, as I say, within me, because I think we're all on a journey, really, aren't we? Of self-discovery.
Absolutely. And do you feel like what's something that's just coming to me, obviously, because I
Mm-hmm.
work with my angels and guides, as you know. And what's coming to me is that the pure healing that comes through that energy. So that healing from the angels
Mm-hmm.
comes through you
Yeah.
as the channel and
Mm-hmm.
onto the paper, onto the um, screen for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that healing, so if you choose to get one of these paintings or have one commissioned for you, which is even more special, then you are actually receiving healing through that energy of the painting.
Yeah.
That be true.
Because with the heat in my hands, the energies
Mm,
come through the actual paint. And when I channel down, as I said, the frequencies come down from source. And when I tune into you, I see everything that I need to see and create for you. So it's tailored and bespoke directly for you. And it's what your soul knows. And it's often something that your soul wants to reveal to you that maybe hasn't been
yeah,
uncovered yet. Because I find a
yeah.
lot of people when they're looking at it, when they're sitting with it, and I recommend you do sit and you gaze at her when she arrives and get to know her.
Mm.
She grows with you. She
Yeah,
uncovers more of you. And as I say,
yeah,
when people over lockdown were, in their houses and getting to know themselves more, it's when people started showing up for me. They were looking for something,
yeah,
looking for more of themselves. So
yeah,
that's what the feedback is, that they're receiving the love, the energy, and more of who they are basically within
yeah,
themselves. I've had so many
yeah,
people crying when they receive them, um, you know,
yeah.
um,
Big
elated,
release.
joyful. So much has
Mm,
been coming back. I feel so blessed to hear the feedback. I'm
Yeah.
so delighted about it, you know.
And I know you do because you're living. Tell everyone where you live, because obviously,
Yeah, I live in Northern
lots of
Ireland.
people all over the world. Yeah, so you're in Northern Ireland, I'm in the
Mhm.
UK, same thing. Well, we
Yeah.
call it the same thing.
Mhm.
But far enough away that I can't pop over and see you
Mhm.
too soon. But Maria actually does, I know you do in-person workshops as well, don't you?
Mhm.
I mean, you work with children, definitely, in a little piece of your mission that you do. But
Mhm.
you also would work with adults as well, wouldn't you, to run workshops. So if people
Yeah.
wanted to contact you directly, if there
Yeah.
were enough people, you could create an
Yeah.
in-person workshop, right?
Yes, yeah. I've been talking to people recently because I was showing my work at a fair last week and was amazed at how many people came up who were just connecting with me and wanting this sort of thing. So they really want to feel who and see what emerges, because I will say that I was doing this at my school as well. I was creating
Mm.
an angel club for the kids, and it's amazing how many
Because
people
Maria's
are.
actually a teacher.
Yeah,
She's
I'm an
actually
art
an art
teacher.
teacher. So she's
Yeah,
actually, she's not only this channel, but she actually, is a teacher. So she can bring all of that together to teach
yeah.
you. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's
yeah.
about really, you can teach technical things, but I'm teaching from the heart to actually tune
Yeah.
into you and feel you and see what you have to bring forward, and
Mm.
that is what is so lovely about this work, is that, anybody can come into my space, feel the energetics and just be themselves and create.
Mm.
And that's, yes, I'm creating a class shortly. There's people looking for it. And if anybody is interested, I would love you to get in touch, because I hope to do online classes as well at some stage, because then it could
Amazing.
reach more people. I mean, my
Yeah.
angels, my angels are going around the world as it is. There's some in France and some in
Yeah,
America.
yeah,
So
exactly.
it's
I
good.
mean, energy is energy, right?
Yes, it
So,
is. It is. Mm-hmm.
yeah. But I would love to bring my children over and myself over and to do an in-person workshop. And I think that's definitely in 2023. I think definitely that would be something we would be
That'd be
interested in
lovely.
doing. I've spoken to you about that before, obviously,
Yeah. Well, I'd be delighted
which
to
would be
have you,
amazing.
Susan. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it would be an honor for us to come as well. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, if you're listening to this and you like the sound of that, then that's definitely being prepared and created right now. But if you are listening to this and you really like the sound of Maria kind of creating something for you, channeling for you, they can find you on your website, right, Maria?
Yeah, there's different sections. It tells you about the collections that I have. I do have my landscape collection. I have my
Mm.
angels. I work on oils for the commissions. You can hit the
Yes.
commission button for that, and explains my
Hmm.
process. And you can get in touch with me if you want to, ask me anything about how my
Yeah.
process works and what way I do it. And I'm only delighted to do that. And it gives you the examples of the different types of sizes and what they mean. So there's 3 different sizes,
Yeah.
and just to where you feel you're at, So I've been so busy this past 2 years. So it's
Yeah.
really amazing just how many people, as I say, are opening up to who they are and what they want to
And cards as well, are you doing Christmas angels? Are you, like, is there people can get cards from you?
yeah,
I've had some beautiful cards, and I give them to special people on their birthdays and things because they are so beautiful. And yeah, show some, Maria.
well, I just want to show you
Show
that
mine.
I created, as I say, these wee versions in the mini painting size, and then I was
Yeah.
able to channel a message behind. So this one is the angel of love and protection, always loved and protected, and it's what came through for the meaning of it. And the angel of brilliance is this one. But I have
Ah,
lots of them that are coming through. They seem to be wanting to come
yeah.
through because um, when I was, as I say, ill way back, I created lots of angels, like the angel of joy, the angel of light, the angel of love.
Yeah.
So I can practically channel almost anything if someone wants to have a specific, just something for them.
Yeah, if they need something, if
Yeah, they
they
need
if
a
they
wee
feel like
something.
they need something,
Yeah,
Maria can channel it. And
yeah.
Maria, you were telling me that you are you know, putting the wheels in motion to actually create a card deck, an
Yes.
oracle card deck,
Yeah.
which will just be beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
just amazing.
I'm
Mm,
really excited for that. I've got my canvases lined up. So they are going to begin next week. Actually, some of the minis that you've seen there are going to
mm,
be part of it, but I've more that want to come through, and I want to have them because friends of mine who are healers
yeah,
want to use them in their practice. A lot of healers have, commissioned their own piece, and then
yeah.
other people who come in then feel the energy in it, and it's all part of their healing
Well,
environment.
I'm going to be buying a pack of them because obviously on my moon, my astrology events where
Mhm.
I give card readings for each house, don't I?
Yeah.
Each time I do it, I'll be using those. I'm always using a new deck, as you know, a new deck
Yeah.
of oracle cards. So, I'll definitely be having some.
Okay, brilliant, Susan. Thank you so much. I
Yeah.
just, yeah, I need to get cracking on, but
Yeah. Oh, I think
I'm through everything, and art is just the most amazing feeling ever for me.
yeah, absolutely. So, Maria, what could you say to anybody who, like we always have skeptics and things, and I love skeptics. I think it's brilliant
Yeah,
if people question things. What could you say to people? Because there are many people that feel that if you're connecting with the spirit world or with angels or with guides or whatever, that they feel like actually it's not true, and
mhm,
you might be contacting something different, from some
mhm,
religious walks of
mhm,
life. What could you what How could you help people
mhm.
feel okay with that?
Yeah, I get that. I get that there a lot of people would be a bit apprehensive or scared or just
Mm,
unsure. I mean, I've grown up all my life, being able to see things and being able to tune
mm,
in, and you know, I don't doubt anymore. When I first
yeah,
began my artwork, I thought, you know, what way are they going to be received? Because I knew I felt the angel, the energy in them. I mean, I physically felt it and I saw it.
yeah,
And for me, it was when people started, giving me their feedback, giving me all what they experienced, what came through for them, and what they still tell me comes through for them. Because, you
yeah,
know, other than that, I mean, how would anybody really believe? Because you have to experience it. And I can say that everybody has their awakening at their own time. And a lot
yes.
more people I know now are more
Hmm.
aware of, there's something else out there. So for me, I just don't doubt, and I just know. And if you'd like to talk to me, if you like to
Yeah,
experience a painting,
yeah,
have one,
yeah,
have a little card
yeah.
and have a little look and see.
Have a little feel, yeah. And I think what's coming to me as well to say to
Hmm.
people is that when something feels pure and it feels supportive and it feels loving
Yeah.
and it feels warmth and it feels beautiful resonance, you
Hmm.
know, to me that is the indication that something is
Hmm.
coming from pure love.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And I've never, in all the years, I've been a medium for nearly 30 years, and you, in all those years, I've never felt that I had anything
Yeah.
with me that wasn't of pure love.
Yeah. And
And
that's
so, yeah, and so I think for anyone, like, because it's great, because it's called the Spiritual Awakener, this
yeah.
podcast. And so, there may be people just awakening. And I just think it's really important to question. It's
Yeah.
important to feel into what feels right. And I just think if there's an indication, if you're drawn to something and you
Yeah.
feel the love coming from it, which
Yeah.
obviously you're
Yeah.
pure light, and
Yeah.
I only have people on my podcast that I feel are pure light and living and walking their talk. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because that is what this is about, is showing people that, we have these awakenings, and
Mhm.
then you're not going mad. Like,
Mhm.
you are truly a
Mhm.
channel, you are truly getting this information.
Mhm.
And when it feels really supportive for other people, then you know that you're on the right track. So yeah, just putting that out there for anyone
Yeah.
that might be,
Yeah, that's totally.
wondering about it. Because there are some mediums, because I'll call you a medium and channel, but there are
Mhm.
some mediums that, people have seen and they've given messages that haven't been helpful, or they've been fearful, and that leads people to kind of worry, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But in
Yeah.
our work, there's nothing but pure integrity and love. So I think the healing energy that comes through your paintings is proof is in the pudding. You literally can feel it when you look at them, not only holding them in your hands, but looking at them.
Yeah, that's spot on, Susan. And I, as I say, feel the energy and feel the love,
Mm.
and I'm so joyous when I'm creating them. And I certainly wouldn't be creating anything that I didn't feel at one with, that didn't feel right
Yeah,
for me. And
yeah.
I I've been developing my intuition now for quite a while, and I just
Mhm.
trust and I believe and I
Yeah,
know. And
yeah.
the people that are drawn to me have come and have been coming. It's been
Mhm.
nonstop. Um,
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
had anybody that hasn't loved their angel. So
yeah.
it's, I'm so blessed and I'm so thankful, and I'm thankful to the angels every single
Every day.
day for me up to it
Oh.
in the future.
So, Maria, can people, have you got social, can you say about your
Yeah.
social media where people can find you?
I'm on Instagram quite a lot, and you would see a lot of recent stuff there. I have more to put on the website. I'm on Facebook as well. I just have put up yesterday a range of cards on Instagram, and you can
Amazing.
scroll down and you can kind of, contact me if you thought, have I got a certain thing, or you want to ask me
Under
about
the name, under your
Sacred
name or under,
Soulscapes. It's Sacred
yeah,
Soulscapes for everything. I
yeah,
have the whole
brilliant.
thing connected through, and email as well, sacredsoulscapes@gmail.com. So,
Amazing. So
oh,
people can get hold of you there.
yeah.
So is there anything, so what I'm feeling guided to say to you, just, we're coming to
Mhm,
the end of this,
mhm,
and you're welcome to say anything else that you feel is important as well. But
mhm,
if someone wanted to, really channel their inner angel,
mhm,
as to say they wanted to get their watercolors out and,
mhm.
they wanted to get their pencils out, what would you say to them? What would be a really cool thing for them to kind of connect with before they did that?
Well, I always want to get everybody grounded, first of all, and connected into themselves and into their earth star and their soul star, and really come into their heart. And when you're
Oh, so
in your,
you use the Earth
yeah,
Star and Soul Star, right?
yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yeah, I do that when with the kids as well.
yeah.
Really come into your heart and start to really drop into you, because when you're in your heart, that's when you really sort of feel the real essence of who you are. So whenever you're in your, and that's
I
tingling
mean,
me now.
I feel drawn. I don't normally do this on the podcast, but I really feel
Mhm,
drawn. And obviously, if you're driving and you're listening to
mhm,
this, obviously, we don't want you to close your eyes and we don't want you to put your hands on your heart because you're driving, right? So just take responsibility for your own self. But
mhm,
if you're not, just come into your heart and let's just, we already prepared a sacred space, didn't we, Maria?
mhm,
But
yeah.
the Earth Star Soul Star is actually found in my book, Awaken the Light Within Your Heart.
Mhm,
So if people want to follow that and learn that, they can
mhm,
there. But let's just, hmm. So we're
mhm,
connecting with the heart, aren't we, Maria? So you take us
mhm.
through it.
Yeah. So whenever we connect in there with our heart, it's like it takes us on a journey to love ourselves more, because we need to feel that love within ourselves. And whenever you connect in there, there's a sense of peace. And you just get to feel that presence of your own soul when you're in that stillness. So whenever I feel I'm in there, I take a few deep breaths to make sure I'm in there. I just feel so in my soul. And then whenever I start to channel the angels for someone, I would start to think of them, and I immediately see their colors, and the
Yeah.
image starts to come through, because I've been connected to my soul star, I've been connected to all the chakras above, and it immediately floods in. So anybody
Mm-hmm.
wanting to connect with their own, get into your heart and feel
Mm-hmm.
that sense of peace, and then go up into your higher chakras, into your soul.
And
And
just invite them in, Maria. So
yeah,
just invite them in. Let's just invite those beautiful angels in to
right there.
wherever you are, wherever you're sitting now or listening to this.
Mhm,
Just invite those angels to step
mhm,
into your field. and you're inviting them to assist you in your life now.
Mm-hmm. And that's the
Mm,
way I work. That's a feeling I work from, because my business is Sacred Soulscapes, and it's to do with heart-led creations, being in your
mm,
heart, connecting to you and trusting and listening. And I think when you're in this beautiful space, that's where you really know you're creating something that's really from your heart and soul. And it can't be
absolutely.
from anywhere else.
Thanks, Maria. That's beautiful. Yeah, I can definitely feel all of mine gathering around. They're always
Yeah,
here, but it's really nice to invite them and just kind of have that invite, really.
yeah. That's a
So
space
we
I
can
create.
say just
That's a
follow
space.
through and
Yeah.
just be with us throughout the whole day.
It's a
It's
lovely
really
space to
lovely.
be in. And I just want to say that everything I do is created from that space and from love, and from love from in my heart. And everything is just channeled from pure source. And what comes through me resonates, people say, because whatever I feel, it just who you are from a level that only you know.
Yeah,
So I create
yeah.
through color and through energy, and that's the way it seems to work for me. And everybody's
Mm,
different, but that's what
beautiful,
I love it.
beautiful. And so if
Mm-hmm.
you're listening to this and you're like, wow, I really want one of those paintings, I really want, even if it's a mini one or if it's one you
Yeah.
want commissioned for
Mm-hmm.
you, then you know how to get hold of Maria,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
sacredsoulscapes.com. Pop over to her website and have a look at it now. And you can find her across all social media where you
Yeah.
can definitely say hi. And I know that she'll be really, welcoming of you, uh, touching base and saying, you heard her on, the Spiritual Awakener podcast and you really want to connect with her. So that would be amazing. If you connect with her, let her know how you found her.
Yes.
So, Maria, I mean, thank you so much for being on the Spiritual Awakener. I know we're great friends. We see each other a lot, which is great. And you've just been a joy to have. And I love it with this beautiful angelic energy. It's going to lead me through my day, and I'm sure will lead everyone else through their day.
Thank you very
Thank you
much for
so
having me.
much.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Susan. It's been
Maria.
a pleasure.
And
Thank
love,
you.
love to my lovely little Joe.
Yes,
Love to
thank you
him as
so much.
well.
I will. Thank you.
Thanks, my love. So, thank you for being here listening to the Spiritual Awakener today. It's been a beautiful episode. I hope you felt that joy in your heart as we have, but also that peace so that you know that you are never on your own. We walk this path as this human, and sometimes we forget that we have an incredible soul that's guiding us, a bit like a GPS.
Mhm.
So if you've got a spiritual awakening story and you want to share it with me and my listeners, I'd love to hear it. Contact me at susan@susankennard.co.uk. Much love for now.